3, 2, 1.
Please stand by for further details. We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Hello to those of you who are feeling called to this reading in particular. Mystery reading number 1194. My name is Elizabeth, and before getting into this reading, if you are a recurring viewer, you enjoyed my work, and you'd like to help support it, feel free to do so by sticking around and hitting that subscribe button down below, and ringing the notification bell next to it if you feel called to. And if you do feel called to subscribe and stick around, welcome. And thank you very much for your support as well as your presence during this reading. So I'm feeling something interesting at the beginning of this reading, or this video. And there could be somebody here who is involved in some sort of power dynamic where it feels like you and another person or another group of people are fighting for power. And I want you to know that if you are fighting for this power in honor of the truth, I really encourage you to keep doing what you're doing exactly the way that you are doing it. If you feel like you're having to swallow your pride more than you want to, even if it's difficult, you will get your moment to express your pride. It just may not be, I think it's better to express your pride after you've already won, rather than during the battle, the war, the fight, whatever you want to call it, because it makes it easier to get confused about how much power you actually have. So don't play into somebody's stupid little games, I'll say. But let's go ahead and start interpreting the number 1193. And there are two number ones in this number. And the number 1 for me is about having trust and faith in yourself, the universe, another person, another situation. Trust your intuition, believe in your strength and what is possible for you. 1 second. The number 9 is about purpose and helping the world release what no longer works. So, if you are, let's say, dancing around in this power dynamic for a reason, a purposeful, meaningful reason, this is your confirmation. It's also confirmation for you to trust where you feel called in life, what you feel called to do, what you feel and believe aligns with you, your experiences, your reality, your potential. In terms of helping the world release what no longer works, It's okay to let go of somebody or something else to honor this sense of purpose, to contribute to a fight greater than you, between love and hate, truth and lies. You're allowed to protect yourself and to distance yourself from people who see the larger implications and choose to still be careless. The number 4 is connected to your ancestors, our ancestors collectively, and stability, your sense of security and safety. And I often say in readings, I believe our ancestors have been trying to connect with us for hundreds of thousands of years to help us focus on what really matters, which is creating peace and stability that can only be created with truth and love. Lies and hate are exactly what our ancestors and just our spirit guides as a whole don't want us to invest in. I do believe that I believe in a heaven on earth, personally. And it can be difficult to imagine the possibility of everybody being on board with, embracing the truth and spreading love. But we've been at this for so many years already, Thinking back to the time when Jesus was alive, it was a lot harder for him then than it is now, but just as dangerous, depending on how far you're willing to go. But yeah, your ancestors are supporting you. Your other spirit guides as well, to help you have trust and faith and find or have trust in a sense of purpose, and to help give you the strength to let go of whoever or whatever doesn't serve your highest good or that of others. Adding up these numbers, 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 9 is 11, and 11 plus 4 is 15. And I do have 2 messages for the number 15, but not the last reading, but the one before that. I think it's 1192. The Devil card came out with the number 15 on it, and I do associate that card, because it has the number 15 on it, with messages, specific messages. You might also feel connected to the number 13. If you do, I encourage you to watch 1192, but you may be feeling like you are trapped, chained, bound, a slave on some level. And this could be a slave to your own mind, heart, and soul, or to someone or something outside of yourself. And what I mean by a slave to your own mind, heart, and soul, I mean feeling trapped in a certain perspective, feeling like you're stuck with certain feelings, certain beliefs that don't actually support you in the way that you deserve. Number 15 here is a reminder to free yourself, really. To choose freedom. To let go, whatever that means for you, especially if it really is connected to a sense of purpose. 1 plus 5 is 6, which is encouragement to choose self-love and self-care over self-hate, self-destruction, self-neglect. It's really just encouragement for you to have a healthy, loving, warm, patient, understanding relationship with yourself, to really give yourself some space, some room to breathe, maybe to make mistakes or to be naive or ignorant in some way, just allowing yourself to be a curious learner in the purest sense. Yeah, I'm really feeling connected to the idea of purity. And it makes me think that there could be some darkness here within you that is not allowing yourself to treat yourself better. Not allowing yourself to see your true worth and potential and what you really deserve. I think that is the most important relationship to take care of in your life. The relationship with yourself, because that will define the kind of relationships that you have with other people, the kind of opportunities that you choose to invest in. It really can help or hinder your judgment and your discernment. The number 6 is encouragement for you to love and care for yourself because it's bigger than you. Having a healthier relationship with yourself is bigger than you because of how connected everyone and everything is. You will always have an impact, and you get to decide if that's going to be an impact of love or hate, and a contribution to a larger war or fight between love and hate, spreading truth and spreading lies. If you don't like lying to other people, you definitely shouldn't be lying to yourself. Overall, this number 1194 has encouraged you to have trust and faith, to honor or seek out a sense of purpose, and to let go of whoever or whatever you need to let go of. To honor a calling, spiritual, godly, holy, divine calling. And not all of those words have to resonate for you. I personally am not religious, but I do believe in the idea of holiness and divinity. Yeah, I just saw 234. That's a sign about trusting that everything happens for a reason. I believe in divinity and holiness because that's the only way to describe what it is. You know, just light. Divine and holy light. It's hard to describe. But I did have a dream recently that helped me feel more connected with these ideas of divinity and holiness. And that probably aided to some degree my belief in that feeling. But yeah, know that your ancestors are supporting you as well, at home, at work, with your relationships, your purpose, all things personal and greater than you. Because they love you, and they care about you. And ancestors that aren't even in your direct line care about you. You know, I feel like we're all so connected that even our ancestors are that way, you know? Yeah, just thinking about how we all had to start from somewhere. It seems the Bible believes it to be Adam and Eve, but who really knows? It just feels important here for you to choose freedom. And I think loving yourself, having a healthier relationship with yourself is what's going to at least be the start of giving yourself that freedom. So I just saw the number 444 on the timer. See, whenever I'm silent, to have that little pop-up come up, I specifically try to go for 16 minutes every time, at least for this part. In the beginning, it's like 8 seconds, but interesting that timing, because right at 16 minutes, it was 444, 4 minutes, 44 seconds on the timer. And as I already said, that's connected to ancestors and stability. But there are a couple of decks of cards on the table. We have the Secrets of Tarot and the Ancestor Spirit Oracle, which I pulled these cards because of the number 4 in 1194. And the 444 only made it so much more clear that was a good decision to choose these cards, and also feels like confirmation of their presence or prominence during this reading. No way. No way. Wow. This is the card that I pulled. The Devil. The one that was also in 1192 that I was talking about. It does have the number 15 on it. 1 plus 5 is 6. So really reinforcing what we already talked about with the number 15 and number 6. Freeing yourself from a form of slavery, or from feeling bound or chained or trapped, and loving yourself through that process. This card reads what the author wrote: jealousy or trouble, able to break the chains that are binding you or holding you back. And I wrote the zodiac sign of Capricorn, the element of earth, as well as harmony, compassion, and cooperate. Let's go ahead and draw out the next one. Okay, this one is the Knight of Pentacles. Lots of things written on there. I wrote relentless, efficient, hard work, routine, diligence, perseverance, messenger, news, as well as the zodiac signs of Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. We have Capricorn twice. It's also down there. And we have the element of earth. The artist wrote visitors, a message to share. And if you are a young man and or up to 25 years old, this could be extra confirmation that this reading is meant for you, only because it says young man to 25 years on this card. But that doesn't have to resonate for this reading to still be meant for you. But yeah, it's going to take some hard work, some patience, some perseverance, some diligence, relentlessness to free yourself. This could simply just be a message for you to not give up, or to mentally prepare yourself for the amount of work this is actually going to take. And it's worth it. But what would make that true for you? Oh my goodness, I can just imagine, like, whenever you free yourself, especially if it takes a long time, like emotionally or physically, it's just a sense of victory that is really hard to describe, but it's very inspiring and empowering. And I suppose you don't have to wait to feel inspired or empowered. You know? Like, maybe it could help to see yourself as already being free, on the path to the outcome, and just allowing yourself to be patient enough to see it through, and consistent enough to see it through. This Ancestor Spirit Oracle card, it says, re-energize your life. Clear, positive space, and harmony. This is reminding me before about what I said about purity. Some sort of darkness could definitely be tempting you to give up, to be distracted. And this reading is clearly calling for you to clear up whatever this darkness is, so you can stay focused on the freedom, the outcome, the closure that you want, need, and absolutely deserve. Overall, this reading has encouraged you to have trust and faith, to move with a sense of purpose, and to be willing to sacrifice or let go of people or situations that don't honor the love that you should have for yourself. Yeah. If you are trying to have a healthier relationship with yourself, expect to lose people who don't support that. And to say, expect to be isolated before you feel surrounded by people who love you just as much as you love yourself. You know? Very, very obvious that you are feeling chained or trapped, maybe even suffocated in some way. But the only person who can free you is you, through self-love, self-care. As I've been saying repeatedly, just having a healthy relationship with yourself and re-energizing your life, clearing the air, creating a positive space, creating more harmony. That is a form of self-love. And up here, we have harmony too. I said it earlier. You can kind of see it, but there it goes. Okay. Yeah, Capricorn and harmony are making themselves significant here. But it's going to take some work, some time. And it's important that you create a space that allows you to have the patience, the perseverance, the faith, and the trust that you need to keep going, to stay focused, and to stay committed. I did see the number 111 on the timer, and I just saw 123, so more encouragement there for you to have trust and faith, especially to have trust in the idea that everything happens for a reason. Whatever you're doing has meaning. If you don't see it now, I think you'll see it in the future. And you might have heard the dog barking in the background, which hasn't come through in the reading in a while, and I usually see that as a sign to pay attention. So, pay attention, because this really does mean something, even if you don't see it yet.